Hey guys, so this is What If Benton Was in Young Justice Part 5. Now, Part 4 uploaded a couple weeks ago. And guys, basically, I'm just going to be going back. After my list of what is, I've said this over and over again. I'm going to be making original content and all that other stuff. But also, I'm just going to be making Part 2s and Part 3s to original what ifs that I have gotten a lot of views on. And all that other stuff. So yeah, guys. So basically, let's get into it, guys. So basically, guys, this is What If Benton Was in Young Justice Part 5. I last left off in episode 10, and now we continue in episode 11 and episode 12. Now let's continue, guys. Now basically, we started our story with basically an alien warrior or bounty hunt. Oh, alien warrior talking to his robot about pretty much, leaders or pretty much heads of, the Justice League. Now basically, we get switched back to basically the meta place, or pretty much them talking about the meta facility, or pretty much Black Canary talking to the metas with Impulse, Blue Beetle, and pretty much, Lagoon Boy and Ben. Basically, Ben's in there because he was there, and also he's showing a lot of strength. Now, Lagoon Boy and the rest of the team pretty much, they actually, get stopped. But basically, Impulse and Blue Beetle start talking to Ben alongside, pretty much, the Goon Boy asking Ben, about Alien X and all about what can Alien X exactly do. Basically, Ben pretty much makes it as short as possible, saying Alien X can do anything. And I mean, literally anything. He could probably cure any type of disease, too. Basically, one of the pretty much metas overhearing this, pretty much saying, what do you mean cure any type of disease? Pretty much been saying, no. A metagene isn't a disease. It's more or less a evolution to humans. So I don't think Alien X can really cure the metagene. I don't think I can cure the metagene. Basically him not trying to make a big scene. But the other metas overhearing this. But before they can say anything, pretty much Kai, or I think Ty is pretty much, let out of the talking room with Black Canary when she asked in Virgil, aka the future pretty much the future Static Shock. And basically, Ty sits down and basically, Blue Beetle, talks to Ty or says Ty, but says Ty, gotta stretch out. Time to stretch and pretty much, trying to, smooth out that word because the scarab reminded, Blue Beetle or Jaime's that, basically that, Ty doesn't know him in his Blue Beetle form. Now, basically, Black Canary talks to Virgil, and pretty much all that other stuff. Basically, after, Jaime's makes a fool of himself, basically, pretty much Ben says, "Is that your friend? Hey, that's Ty, right? The guy that you asked me to, help you out with, basically, going out there on a mission to try find your friend Ty, right?" Basically, Blue Beetle saying, "Yeah, that's him." Then talking in private, it's not none of the other students hearing them. Now, basically, we get switched. Now, basically, we get switched a little bit back on Black Canary, and basically after that. Now we get switched to the rest of the team. Superboy, Megan, and pretty much Nightwing, pretty much finding their new digs. Now eventually, that bounty hunter from pretty much beginning show up at the Hall of Justice. Basically, pretty much going up against or pretty much trying to fight Captain Captain Marvel, and also pretty much debilitating or pretty much taking out Tana. Now, basically saying that, magic is, cheating, saying that, the robot telling them that my master, or like the alien, is, likes more hands-on stuff, doesn't like magic. And basically, him going back into the Hall of Justice, basically about to fight Captain, Marvel. They go back and forth, and they start to straight up just duke it out. Now, after duking it out, it gets switched to basically Megan and Superboy seeing this, and Bumblebee, Superboy, and Megan's jumping trying to stop him. Now, we get, pretty much Adam and the Hive, or the Reach, pretty much, leader, basically well, talks to Adam. Now we can switch back to the Hall of Justice where they're straight up just fighting the alien. Now basically Megan tries to see, something to deal with this, but she sees as, but they, start fighting over and over, and they see that's nothing really working. And she tries to get some help from, she tries to get some help from Ben. Now basically she telepathically communicates with Ben, and at this point Ben was at the bathroom because he had to go. And Ben pretty much talks to Megan saying, "What do you need, Megan?" Basically Megan's saying, "Ben, I need your help. It's some attack at the Hall of Justice and I don't think we could take on this guy." Basically, or we need your help or something like that. So basically, Ben, well, takes this up on offer, and basically the robot says that the Martian has located or communicated the bin or the alien transforming, human. Now basically him saying, pretty much the alien smiling and the robot saying to the rest of the team that we knew you were gonna send over Ben. Ben Tennyson is one of the strongest fighters in this world, and is stronger than any person on this planet in theory. That basically Superboy and the rest of the team try to occupy the alien until Ben can get there. Now Ben tells Blue Beetle that I gotta go, and Blue Beetle stops him saying, "Where you gotta go to?" Basically, Ben saying, "I just gotta go, James." Basically him, telling James that I'll be back soon. Basically Ben going out of the pretty much window of the bathroom and transforming into Accelerate and running off near the Hall of Justice. Now we can switch back to James going back out there and grabbing Impulse, telling Impulse that you tell them anything. Now Impulse also asked, where is, well, pretty much, where is, James? I mean, where is Ben? Basically, he says Ben's occupied and he had to go somewhere. Basically, we get switched back to the alien, pretty up bodying Superboy, just throwing him round and around. And basically, Superboy gets saved when Megan grabs him as telekinesis and pulls him away from the alien. The alien jumps back towards Superboy and basically pushes Superboy through a ceiling, basically pushing him upwards. Now, basically, Superboy is, getting thrown around, and basically, Blue Beetle's boyfriend basically sees that, well, it's a Guardian suit, and he puts on the Guardian suit and becomes the new Guardian, or just, pretty much becomes the new Guardian. Superboy gets slumped by the alien creature, and basically, is taken out pretty quickly. Now, basically, Megan shows up, and pretty much, about to straight up take on the alien. Now, he thinks about, pretty much, Bumblebee tells Megan to try to psychically, mind wipe the pretty much alien, but she's saying she doesn't have enough strength and she can't do it or something like that. Basically, the alien's about to pretty up murk or straight up just end Superboy, but he gets stopped by Bumblebee shooting some rays at him. He uses his third eye to debilitate or take out Bumblebee. Before she goes, she shoots a lightning blast or a blast on the third eye of the alien. The alien recovers not really quickly, but just closes his eye. And basically, the robot tells, the alien to finish off the Bumblebee, but the Guardian shows up. Now, basically, the Guardian tells them to leave and to get them out of here. Basically, him putting on, just taking up a bunch of excuses out of his butt and basically saying, I'm the world's greatest Guardian. Now, we can switch back to James in the waiting room talking to Black Canary and basically him saying nothing about the Blue Beetle or the Scarab. Now, basically, as Jaime is talking about that, basically we can switch back to the Hall of Justice. Now, as the Guardian is, well, straight up just, dodging more attacks from the alien, eventually Ben shows up. Ben shows up and sees that it's pretty much a force field around the area and you can't get in. So basically Ben tries something and pretty much he transforms into his Martian form and fly and pretty much faces through the ground and faces upwards underneath the the force field. Basically he flies into the Hall of Justice and basically the robot senses this looking and saying it's Ben Tennyson, the Earth's greatest champion. Basically, pretty much Martian Manhunter stopping, or pretty much Ben stopping and basically him looking around and saying, "What the? You kind of look like a friend of mine, robot guy." Basically, him poking the robot on the chest. The robot says, "He's here, master." Basically, the alien scene Guardian is now the biggest, threat on this planet. Him knowing for a fact Ben or the Omnitrix is the strongest item in this universe, and also he's also after the Omnitrix, and also after Earth, and its champions and stuff like that. So basically, he looks towards the pretty much Ben, and tells the alien, and the robot pretty much tells Ben that we're here for the Omnitrix. Ben says another creep for the Omnitrix. Man, this never gets old. And basically flies towards the alien, phases through the alien, and the alien gets a little bit attacked, but he stops going toe to toe with Ben. Now Ben scans the alien right when he's in Martian form. Basically him, scanning enough, pretty much DNA from the alien to transform into the same alien. He tries to transform into the alien, but he's still in randomizer function, so he transforms into another randomized alien vampire. Basically, he looks around saying, "Man, this is just my luck." Basically, him starting to get dunked on and just starting to get, bodied by pretty much the alien. Now, the alien starts throwing multiple chunks of rubble, pieces of concrete, and all sorts of other stuff, pretty much just, dogging on Ben. Now, Megan sees this, and they try to step in to try to stop Ben, because Ben at this point, Vampire was getting beaten up so hard that, well, basically, Vampire was about to get killed. And basically, pretty much, right when Vampire's about to get killed, he gets pulled down through the ground when basically Vampire is saved, and basically Megan tries to wake up Satana. Satana is woken up psychically by pretty much, Megan, and she makes a psychic link, basically blocking or possessing pretty much, the Guardian. And basically the Guardian is possessed by Satana, and Satana uses her magic abilities to reverse the effects of the pretty much alien's powers back on it, and pretty much psychically debilitating the alien like it does on everybody else. Superboy gets back up and saying, pretty much there's enough time, and pretty much punches the alien through two walls, knocking it out cold. Basically, Ben getting up, seeing that the robot is, getting dangerous and is about to, kill them. But basically, Ben's about to, step in, but Shazam or Billy steps in, and pretty much transforms into Shazam right on top of the robot. The robot's about to blow when Ben transforms into another alien randomly, goop, and takes on the explosion full on. And pretty much the Hall of Justice isn't destroyed like original, or isn't, badly, pretty much the pillars and everything. It doesn't, the place doesn't fully get destroyed. Basically, Ben stopping the explosion from getting any, bigger. So basically, the amount of destruction is kind of, pretty much minutized, but still the Hall of Justice is so he didn't take on the whole explosion so more. The explosion did halfway go on, so basically the inner area of the Hall of Justice was destroyed. So basically it was nowhere. So basically the Hall of Justice was still beyond nearly beyond repair. But yeah, so basically Ben got out from the Rebel with the rest of his team, or pretty much Guardian, Shazam, Blue Beetle, Satana, Megan, and Superboy. Basically, Ben being there in goop form. Basically, they, congratulate, pretty much Guardian on doing the whole entire thing. And basically, well, the Hall of Justice looks kind of the same. Now, pretty much, the Atom, or pretty much, the Silver Guy, tries to get the force field open. Now, basically, Ben, sees this, and basically Ben tells them that he was able to get through with the Martian abilities, but basically he makes a plan, and Ben transforms into one of his other aliens, trying to go for an upgrade, but randomly transforms into a new alien, Gak, or basically Vilgax's alien. Basically, he looks around and he sees an opportunity, and basically he starts digging a hole underneath the pretty much force field. The force field modifies itself and makes itself longer underneath ground, and basically sees, and pretty much Ben, confused on why it's not, letting him get through. Now, basically Ben uses his laser vision to try to burn it through, and basically Phil gets his laser vision, and I think in Wikipedia it is stronger than Superman's laser vision. So he starts to laser through the force field. The force field pretty much heals itself immediately after each pretty much burn. It suffers from Ben's laser vision. Now basically Ben looks closer, trying to inspect a wall, but eventually the pretty much reaches the Reach Master takes the head of the Reach takes out some sort of technology and basically deactivates the force field, and well, the force field's taken out pretty quickly. Now basically that's how the Hive leader dunks on the Hall of Justice and basically leaves with his whole entire thing about how pretty much him getting caught on camera about how he saved the Hall of Justice and all that other stuff. And we get switched to Megan, basically at her hotel when she pretty much goes on to talk to Superboy. Now we get switched back to basically the Atom and the rest of the team, or the rest of the pretty much team talking about the metas and also about Ben. Now basically they talk about metas, but they mainly or nearly talk about Ben and the Omnitrix. They talk about the metas still, but after that they talk about how Ben and Blue Beetle are the biggest hitters against the Hive we have, because Ben has alien technology not from the Hive, but stronger than the Hive's technology and more advanced. Now basically Nightwing also makes a plan, and basically they all talk about, well, it's nearly the same thing. Basically, Nightwing saying that the Hive is after the Omnitrix, and if they get Hymes and the Omnitrix, they can make something incredibly powerful that's too powerful. Now, you know, basically they don't know about how in the future the Hive do, take the Omnitrix and the Scarab and fuse it to make the strongest item in the universe or the strongest person in the little galaxy. But basically, them just knowing that the Omnitrix and the Scarab are one of the strongest items that the Hive, has their eyes on. Basically, Hymus walks into the room about to tell them about, Scarab, when basically Impulse steps in saying you don't have to do this, and also Ben steps in as well, saying you don't have to do this, Hymus. Ben trying to stop him. Now, basically, Hymus sees through it more and says, "No, I need to tell them." Basically, him telling them in the future, me and Ben, or the Scarab and the Omnitrix are fused together to make the strongest Scarab and the strongest version of the Omnitrix in the world, with the same abilities as the Scarab and the Omnitrix merged together to make the most perfect, strongest weapon in the universe. Basically, him saying that they pretty much, Impulse pretty much saying them, why don't you tell them? Basically, scare pretty much, Jaime saying the only way this could happen if you get the Omnitrix off of Ben, or you take this scarab off of me, pointing towards the scarab. Now basically Ben says, I've tried for years. The Omnitrix can't be taken off. And even if the Omnitrix does be taken off, it still will be functional and it'll just, be a thing. And basically, Ben, isn't gonna give up the Omnitrix because, pretty much Asmus has told Ben that he's not taking back the Omnitrix no matter what. And basically, Asmus doesn't even care. Asmus does care, but he's not gonna take back the Omnitrix no matter what. And basically, Hymus tells him about the Scarab and about the apocalypse that pretty much Impulse told him about. Now we end off there with episode 11, them getting shown a close up to the Scarab on Hymus's back. Now we get switched on to episode 12, and that's where we're going to start the real story. We get switched to the beginning of episode 12, and we see that pretty much Bumblebee and the Atom are trying to, get or laser off Hymus's pretty much Scarab. Now they make some damage, cutting through the thing, and basically they hear that Hymus is throwing some pain, but nothing really bad. But they soon see that pretty much the Scarab makes his own nano pretty much bugs to try to fight off the laser beam and trying to take off the Scarab. Now Bumblebee sees that the things it's too many of them, and basically it's not going to be able to take them all out. So basically they retreat, saying that it's too much, and they get out of there as fast as possible. And basically the rest of the Scarab pretty much leeches. The Scarab's pretty much defenses, they re-heal the damage they made, and they see that the Scarab isn't coming off anytime soon. They get out of there, and they're retracted from, well, Himes' body. And basically, they're released from, pretty much the thing. And basically, well, they tell Hymus that there's no way, or I don't think the scarab is ever coming off of your body unless you're alive. You have to die. And basically, Ben's seeing this. Now, Ben tries to think of a way, and basically, Hymus says, maybe you can take it off. Basically, looking at Ben, saying, what about Alien X? Ben saying, I'm still in randomizer function, Hymus. I can't, accurately turn on Alien X. But when I do turn into Alien X, I'll come straight to you, and I'll try to help you. Basically, him assuring Hymus. Now, basically gets switched off to basically G. Gordon, pretty much talking about the Justice League, about how they're criminals, and all that other stuff. Now, basically, pretty much we get the Reach basically are shown through G. Gordon's pretty much about how LexCorp farms and the Reach and Lex Luthor are working together to make LexCorp's farms. Basically, we switch back to pretty much the team, and basically they're told about how they're gonna have to go on a mission. Tim Drake is given the leadership of this mission, and Blue Beetle, Impulse, Ben, Arsenal, and pretty much so Blue Beetle, Tim Drake, Impulse, and Ben are put on this team alongside Arsenal to basically do a recon mission or get information from LexCorp farms. Now, basically, they pretty much get ready and they go on their own mission. They get told that don't carry anything, that can't fit under clothing. Don't carry anything too, big or clunky or anything like that. Basically, Ben, saying, yeah, whatever. And basically, Ben wears, just his normal outfit, just without, just wearing a plain green jacket without the white strips and the, Ben 10 logo on his chest and all the other stuff. And him just wearing a normal green hoodie with a black shirt, and pretty much dark blue jeans and shoes. Basically, him jumping out of the pretty much bus when they go on to pretty much the pretty much area where LexCorp farms. Now, basically, one of the civilians or one of the people there asked about, this is gonna, pit Smallville's, pretty much farm out of business. Pretty much the lady assures him that LexCorp is going to pretty much, share all of their enhanced, pretty much versions of how to make the, crops and stuff. So basically, they're told, try out any of the superfruits here, made from the Hive and LexCorp. Now, basically, Tim Drake bags and tags a tomato alongside, Hymus bags and tags an apple. But Ben and Impulse just eat, some of the food, but Ben eats an apple and also a banana as well. Basically, Arsenal telling Robin we're in those, blue tubes. Basically, Tim Drake asking the lady about, what are in the, pink tubes around the area. Her saying it's a little bit of LexCorp and a little bit of Hive, a little bit of Reach love, and also just a tiny bit of, just a lot of, chemical, components and, normal day fruits and vegetables. Now, basically, Ben and the rest of them are told, the passion break, and basically they're going to the bathroom and they get suited up for their mission. Now, basically, they get suited up for their mission, and everybody gets into their hero costumes. Now, Tim tells, Impulse to get into his stealth mode alongside Ben. And Ben gets into his stealth mode, basically his outfit getting changed into a different type of outfit. Basically, Ben's suit is like this, and his suit was, his suit was originally like this, and it's just upgraded now. Now, basically, Ben's suit is just upgraded, and if it didn't look like this before, it does now. Basically, him putting on his mask, and basically his suit with the white on his suit being changed by his stealth mode, his white on his suit just being a pitch black, his suit being just like all the white on his suit just being black, or a darkest gray. Now, basically, him putting on his mask, pretty much helmet mode, and them getting ready to put on the stealth mode. Now, basically, they get ready, and pretty much Tim Impulse, Blue Beetle, and Arsenal get ready for the mission to get the, well, basically everything in order. Now basically they get ready and they're about to get some of the pretty much stuff they need, and pretty much Arsenal sets up arrows to trick the cameras into seeing the same pretty much type of, setting, and pretty much them being unseen by the cameras. They sneak through the lower area, and they pretty much sneak away from the guards and get near pretty much where the chemical place is on LexCorp farms, trying to get some of the samples of the stuff. Basically, Hymes recognizes the language of the aliens when they're talking, and basically tells, Tim where, the chemical compound they're using in the, tubes are. Now basically, Hymus tells him where it is, and Tim disappears, going near the chemical, pretty much area, grabbing some samples for himself, and pretty much saying that the mission's done and let's go. Basically, them getting out of the way. And they see his 2 guards near the door where they need to exit, and all we need is to take 2 guards out, and blah blah. They stop, and Arsenal says, wait for it, and pretty much Arsenal blows the whole mission and blows up, the door. And not blows up the door, just blows up, or blows the pretty much lab, setting a bomb off. Now basically, Arsenal says, I just like to see Lex suffer, and blah blah blah. And basically, pretty much Lex sees something wrong, but pretty much, says to try a different frequency on the cameras, and sees that, well, the team is there. It sees it from a long shot. Basically, Lex Luthor says, don't send any guards or anything. Just send, who. Basically, then pretty much Impulse taking out all the guards that are already there, and basically, Robin about to get out of there as fast as possible, pretty much saying that was a bad idea. It was so stupid of you, Arsenal. But, pretty much Black Beetle showing up and saying the same thing I was thinking. Basically, Black Beetle landing there, about to take all of them out. Now, pretty much Tim Trick does take down Black Beetle, but he gets quickly mollywopped by Black Beetle when Impulse tries to step in and try to take down Black Beetle. Black Beetle can't move as fast as him, but his scarab can process more things faster than Impulse can even run. Basically, him taking down, Impulse, chucking him into a crate of tomatoes. Now, basically, Black Beetle says that, my scarab can process things faster than you can run, little boy. Basically, Arsenal trying to shoot torpedoes towards Black Beetle. Black Beetle pretty much showing that's nothing, that doesn't hurt at all. Basically, Black Beetle getting thrown tomatoes at super speed style by Impulse. Basically, him saying that's just a waste of good food. Basically, Impulse turning on his pretty much arm on laser mode, pretty much lasering at pretty much Black Beetle. Seeing that Black Beetle, the only damage that Black Beetle has gotten is from the laser. Black Beetle looking at basically Arsenal about to fight him. Now basically, Blue Beetle shows up shooting a laser beam towards Black Beetle, and pretty much Black Beetle says that tickles. The tomatoes hurt more, and also saying that it's something like a fresh plasma, beam or plasma bath to freshen the soul and also clean the tomato stains off. Also, he's walking slowly towards Blue Beetle, about to just knock the snot out of him when Impulse steps in and makes or tries to pretty much run around a circle around Black Beetle, pretty much Flash style, trying to take his oxygen. But basically, Black Beetle saying, you're trying to take my oxygen away. I barely touched the stuff. Basically, him pretty much about to, straight up mollywopped, pretty much Black Beetle. And basically, Robin says, what was that whole trying thing at the, at the ship with, last time you fought Black Beetle? You were crazy. You were fighting like crazy. Basically, Blue Beetle's pretty much Jaime saying that wasn't me, saying it was the scarab that took over control. Basically, pretty much Arsenal saying, let him take over control again. Basically, the scarab, saying, listen to him. Basically, the scarab saying, no, not with the risk of the apocalypse coming, to us. Basically, saying that the apocalypse might come if I used my power, if I let the scarab take control. Basically, him getting in a fighting stance about to take on, pretty much Arsenal. And basically, they start to fight, and basically, they start to go on, and they are fighting. Now, Ben is watching from a distance, pretty much, Robin saying to do something. Ben, says, okay, basically transforming into a random alien, transforming into feedback. He shoots multiple rays of electricity towards pretty much Black Beetle. Black Beetle tickling a little bit, saying that kind of hurts. Basically, shooting more beams towards feedback. Feedback absorbing it and shooting it right back, but stronger towards Black Beetle, blasting Black Beetle into the chest, and Black Beetle yelling out in pain, saying, why did it hurt so bad? Basically, him, rubbing the wound, and basically the scarab just healing the scars underneath his skin, and also the suit itself. The scarab and the Black Beetle start going toe to toe, and Black Beetle starts folding all of them left and right. Now, pretty much, Impulse goes harder and harder, trying to pretty much take on the scarab more and more with more of a running technique again, but gets hit and peeled up to the wall. Now, basically, Ben and Ben and Blue Beetle or Jaime start double tagging against Blue Beetle over. Before that, we get skipped to basically Black Manta basically getting Simon's help to resuscitate his son back to full mental health. Now we get switched back to LexCorp Labs, where basically Blue Beetle, Ben, and pretty much Black Beetle are fighting it. Now basically, Ben is going toe to toe, and he's the last one going up against pretty much Black Beetle. Now basically, Robin sets a bomb off, making a hole for them to leave or them to escape, and pretty much says, "We gotta go now. Come on, Ben." Basically, Ben making one last beam of energy towards basically what was it? Retreat towards Black Beetle, pushing Black Beetle back. Also, Arsenal shooting a arrow towards Black Beetle to stop him or slow him down a little bit. Now they go into the cornfields, getting away from Black Beetle as fast as they possibly can. But basically, Ben and Blue Beetle, and basically Ben, Blue Beetle, and pretty much Impulse talk about how you can get them out of here. Now basically, Ben says, "Well, you can fly them out of here." Basically, Blue Beetle saying, "I can carry Robin and fly out of here. Could you carry Arsenal and run out of here?" Impulse, pretty much him saying, "I'm fast, not strong." Basically, Ben being asked by Blue Beetle, saying, "Can you do something?" Ben says, "Not really," saying, "I'm still in feedback form, and I don't think any of my aliens could really get as fast. No, all my aliens are pretty fast, but I don't have enough energy to transform a couple times. And plus, I'm on randomizer function, so I might just get a super slow alien, or just a completely, dumb alien, or just the worst alien. I just don't know for sure. It might just be a long shot, but if we try it, we might, lose the fight even more." And basically, Blue Beetle saying, we just gotta run for it then. And basically, Robin says, "We'll double back. I think we're gonna lose him." Now, basically, Black Beetle shows up and says that doesn't seem likely. Basically, starting to fight, or about to straight up just fold them, until Blue Beetle backs up into a green-looking beetle, and basically, he looks and pretty much, Black Beetle and Green Beetle have a look or stare down, and they're about to fight. Green Beetle or the Green Beetle or something like that, and them getting confused on why it's two of them. Now basically, Black Beetle and Green Beetle start fighting and duking it out, and Ben tries to transform into another alien and try to jump this fight, and he transforms into a pretty good alien. He transforms into his scarab form or his Blue Beetle form. The Omnitrix just modified the scarab to basically pretty much the Omnitrix to transform into a scarab to latch on Ben, and for Ben to have basically the scarab for himself, and him being able to use all the powers of the scarab without the whole entire mental thing and everything. Basically, Ben turns into a green scarab and manifests wings and a blaster and starts to straight up just blast at Black Beetle, not knowing to blast at the Green Beetle. The Green Beetle uses his psychic abilities to communicate with Ben, telling Ben, "I know of your strength, you're Ben Tennyson, the hero of all, dimensions and worlds. Basically, him saying to help me against this fight. Now he starts fighting against Black Beetle, and they start double tagging Black Beetle. And basically, Black Beetle is going back and forth with both of them. Basically, eventually, Martian or the other green beetle, getting blasted into the trees by a repulsor blast from the Black Beetle, and he gets surrounded by a circle of fire. Basically, Ben is held by Blue Beetle, and basically they start fighting. And basically, Arsenal uses his lasers on Black Beetle again, and pretty much Impulse uses his speed to extinguish the flames. And basically, him helping out the Green Beetle. Basically, Black Beetle starts attacking the rest of the team and going head to head with all of them. And basically, eventually, Ben manifests a huge tech wall and basically throws it on top of Black Beetle. Black Beetle breaks through the wall, grabbing Ben and throws him down to the ground, kicking him football style. Basically, he gains his composure and flies back towards the fight as pretty much Green Beetle and Blue Beetle are shooting or blasting blasting Black Beetle at a different frequency with both of their sound cannons, basically taking on Black Beetle. And basically, Black Beetle's falling down to the ground, and basically, pretty much Green Beetle has an idea and pretty much tells, Ben to set his gun on a certain frequency and shoots it on a certain frequency, completely taking out the scarab for about 5 hours straight, out of commission, almost actually destroying the scarab on the on the Black Beetle completely. Now basically, Ben follows shortly after, and the rest of the team after they leave, Black Beetle on the ground, incapacitated more than original, and basically they go back to the Kent's farm, pretty much a Nightwing saying, "Sorry, we have to use your barn, Mr. Kent, since we can't really risk this Green Martian finding out our base location." And basically, Green Martian explains his, pretty much why he's here on planet Earth and all sorts of other stuff. And basically, he does, explain about how his Martian anatomy basically stopped the scarab on taking full control over his body, but also he psychically communicates with Beetle or Hymus, telling him that it might be a way to take the scarab off of you. Now, basically, we can switch back to LexCorp Labs, or LexCorp Farms, where basically LexCorp is making a deal with the Reach about how making their own teams of metas, looking at the meta humans that they made. Now we get switched off there, and part 6 will be about pretty much episode 13 and episode 14. Now I'm gonna leave it off here, guys. Hope you guys enjoy the video. Hope you guys like and subscribe, and as always, guys, have a blessed day. See you guys later. Bye. Deuces.